For me personally, how I connect to Sabrina's experience is allowing life to unfold itself without pushing everything. I feel I'm very adamant about Sabrina being in a space of I don't know, and that's okay. And I feel, especially as Black women, we need those spaces. So I'm enjoying the journey of her just figuring it out, especially when you're in the middle of changing your life. It's going to be confusing, you know, changing the type of people you want to date, where you want to live, things of that nature. You're going to have some questions. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see her in that state of searching.
That was so good.
So, can you share a behind the scenes moment that brought the cast closer together while y'all was filming?
Oh, we have so many. Yeah. So we yeah. Oh my gosh.
That was the beginning.
Don't make me cry. I'm way too sensitive for this right now.
Don't cry, y'all. The makeup is.
Literally 2 hours in glam. I'm not gonna cry. Don't do it to me. I would say that I think in the beginning when we didn't really have the machine down pack. We didn't understand how the studio worked and the method of shooting, and so we were all so eager to spend time with each other and to go over lines. It was kind of like freshman year of college where you're like in the study hall and it's very important and urgent even to spend time with each other, and we would just break out in these moments together because we're actors and performers and we're dramatic, and we would have court, for instance, like if somebody was late, it was like the defendant is late, and we would just break out into we would break out in the song.
Yeah.
And we had this theme, this motto where we'd be like, raise your standard. Our castmate Kevin Walton, he gave us that catchphrase.
I love that.
And so the pandemic when we
literally having to rehearse
together
that way, and still having to trust each other 1000%, because now I can't see you, as she said, the first 2 seasons we were able to be around each other.
And also I have to trust you with my life because we have to be in close quarters. So I have to know that you didn't put me at risk as well. So we've had so many moments that they've just been the catalyst for what we have today, for the years of work that we've built and that we've created, the characters that we've built, has been largely in part for building our personal relationships with each other.
One last question.
Yes.
That's quick.
So, I'm a big opponent on mental health and self-care. What is a practice that y'all both like to do to kind of decompress after you get off set, or something that y'all love to do?
We had to learn this, actually. It took us probably a couple seasons to learn it, and we would talk to each other a lot about it, because when we first got on the show, a lot of us were in therapy. We had counselors, things of that nature. And then because the show is such a high and we film everything in 3 weeks, it feels like a dopamine hit, just like. So for me personally, now what I do is after set, I think most people immediately go on vacation, like immediately, the same day, the same flight, they're going somewhere else. But this year I'm actually going to try to do self-care prior to going on set, and then seeing how that works out for me.
Oh, that's good.
I want to go before.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do self-care. But see, so I'm a homebody. So for me, I go home and I just veg out for like a week. I'm not necessarily, for me, vacations are work. I have to pack because I like to look fly, darling. So it actually becomes more work. I want to take the photos. I want to look amazing. So for me, I veg out. I don't talk to anybody for a week after working, because all we do is talk. We have 90 pages of scenes and we have a lot going on. So I veg out, and I'm going to join your efforts in preparing before and self-care before. I get the massages, I do the spa, I do all those things, but I mostly stay home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a few questions for you. How does your character storyline reflect real life challenges that women face today?
Ma'am,
I know we ain't got that much time, but Cliff Notes.
Where do I mean, the microaggressions at work, and then not so microaggressions, not so micro this season. Trying to maintain a loving relationship. What is not relatable? That's the thing.
Everything is.
It's just the balance. I think being a woman and trying to balance having it all, the career, a relationship, your health, your mental health, right? Mm-hmm. And then maintaining that self-care,
Absolutely. What has been your favorite scene to film so far, and what made it special for you?
Hmm. Favorite scene to film so far? There's been so many. You know, we've done 8 scenes.
I know.
Um, I think, I mean, any of the scenes where it's all of the girls. Where like earlier on when it was just the 4, and then even the new ones with Fatima, just anytime it's all the sisters together, those are my favorite. They're the most fun to film.
And I can tell. We
Yeah.
can feel it on screen.
Yeah.
Last question for you. How do you, let me see how I want to put this. What is your favorite self-care practice? How do you pour into yourself after a long day, or if you're going through something? What is that favorite thing that you do for yourself to pour back into you?
You know what though? Like I have a lot of tools, but the one that I'm really finding myself trying to be better about, more intentional about, and the one that actually really is the most nourishing and renewing, prayer. Like truly like talking to God like a friend, because he is a friend, and letting him talk back and letting his spirit be the one that comforts you, and not, you know, scrolling on social media, or, you know, having a drink or eating chocolate or calling a person. Like call God before you call anybody else. Like truly like just letting his presence settle.
Hey man, I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Those moments.
Well, for me, it's actually pretty simple. You know, being married for 15 years now in July, having 4 children, I'm used to complex relationships and having to have empathy towards people. So I take that same approach with my craft. You know, I sit and see my scene partners, figure out how they're feeling, and see how we can navigate together.
Awesome. And so, what has been the most rewarding aspect on working on Sisters?
Wow, the most rewarding aspect has been doing so many episodes in a short amount of time. It's been like a boot camp of acting. You know, a lot of times as actors, we don't get a chance to work on our craft often. But imagine doing almost 200 episodes in 5 years. It's a lot. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
So, last quick question: since you do work so many episodes and everything, how do you practice self care and like pour back into yourself?
Well, the good thing is we shoot so many episodes in a short amount of time. So we shoot 120 pages a day, which turns out to be a season in 2 weeks, which means I now have 50 weeks for the rest of the year to get my mental health together. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, and we do shoot multiple seasons a year, but I take the time in between seasons to focus on myself, my family, make sure I'm together.
Awesome. Thank you.